Tucked away on Michigan State University's campus is a garden. But this is no ordinary garden. The 4-H Children's Garden provides a whimsical backdrop to the stories that teenage volunteers read to their young audiences.
Kids sitting throughout the garden in all the different locations, so you could run around and then sit down and listen to a story, then run around. Somebody in the tree house and somebody way in the back. You've done this before? My name is Mary Hennessy. I'm the Teen Services Librarian and a Reference Librarian at the East Lansing Public Library. And this is Stories in the Garden. It started, I think, 10 or 12 years ago. The library was undergoing renovation, and I was trying to think of something for the teens to do for the summer. They couldn't meet in the library. So I asked the curator of the garden if we could come here and read books from the library to children, and he thought it was a great idea. So we've been doing it ever since.
I just really like coming here because it's so nice and it's a really peaceful environment. But I like reading to the kids and hoping that they enjoy it. But it also helps, with school and everything and trying to, look good for colleges and everything. So it has the good side for both. But it's an easy way to volunteer. It makes volunteering fun.
This year, for the first time, the garden got a grant, so they have a storyteller in residence, an artist in residence. She's a professional storyteller, and she met with us yesterday and gave the kids some tips about how to protect your voice and be more animated when you're reading the books. So.
Poor Froggy. Halloween meant candy, but it also meant dressing up. And she wondered, what should I be?
But I always try to put different inflections on the word, and I really like ones, I think all of us do, ones that are sort of rhyming and written sort of poetically, because those are really cool to read.
Bonk, and fell down. Froggy, called his father.
We have the puppets and the little sound maker
I
thing.
just make it exciting for them.
Well, the pictures are really cool in these books. And he's got a little catchline. He always says, "What?" So she's finally almost old enough to enjoy it, so last summer she wouldn't have been able to enjoy it.
The good things about it is that it gets teenagers out into the community. They often have to do volunteer work, but a lot of times they want to do volunteer work, which is even better.
You're interacting with the kids a little bit more, instead of, say, doing a food pantry where you don't actually see the people you're interacting with. You can actually see what you're doing, and if they come back to you at the next session and are like, "Oh, I remember you,"
Those involved in the program believe that they are not the only ones who benefit.
Maybe when younger kids see older kids that are doing reading them stories, maybe that'll, influence them to sort of take up a book on their own, work a little harder on learning to read or something like that. And so yeah, I think it does have some benefit in that regard.